Hello viewers, hello internet, hello farmers. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel, which goes by the name It's Me Again by this man, Elder EM. The main goal of my channel is actually to encourage you into farming, because I love farming. Farming is very satisfying, farming is very fulfilling once you get it right. And farming is fun, basically. This is where I spend much of my weekends. We are at Makueni County, Kambu Sub-County of the Greater Kibwezi region. And I am doing this vlog simply because a lot of you, my viewers, requested me to bring them the difference, to show them the difference, or rather to demonstrate to them the difference between Burton irrigation and drip irrigation. The difference between Burton irrigation and drip irrigation. Here where I am right now, behind me, this is all drip irrigation. I've planted corn, or rather maize as we fondly refer it here in Kenya, and using drip irrigation. With drip irrigation, this is what we do, or rather this is what it entails. We have the main lines, plastic main lines, which run on top of your beds. Okay, you first start by preparing drip beds. These are drip beds. This is one, this is two, that is the third one, and all the way. Then after that, through some plumber, you do you supply the water, and once you come at the edge, the start of your Burton drips, you place an hydrant here. This is the hydrant which has a tap, which now supplies these drip lines with water, which water now feeds the drip beds where you have planted your crop. As you can see, this is how the network runs. We have three, my bed is composed of three drip lines. You can add up to 5, 4, depending on your supply of water. But in my case, I chose to use around 3, which to me, I think is ideal. So, once you place the drip lines, like seen here, in my case, I've planted maize. So, I've used a drip line which is 30 centimeter from one point to the other. 30 centimeter because this is maize which I've planted. There are other drip lines which have 15 centimeters, which serve very well when it comes to issues of issues like planting of onions. Then we have 20 centimeter, which does very well when you are planting cabbages or even sukuma wiki, kale, or tomatoes. But in the case of corn, I use a 30 centimeter drip line. So this is how it works. Once you open water at the hydrant, which water has been supplied from your water tower or from your borehole, then the hydrant supplies water to each drip bed. In my case, this drip bed is 1 meter by 30 meters, all the way to the far end. If you may bring my viewers. Once you do that, and you've laid your drip beds very well and drip lines very well, you may now start planting guided by the holes on your drip line. Like I told you, there are holes here. This is now a 30 centimeter spacing, ideal for maize. There is another one here which is here to germinate. You can see this one has germinated. There is this one here, there is this one here, there is this one here. There is another one here which is here to germinate. There is this one here which has been messed up by birds. There is this one here. All through. So this is a drip bed, and all these are drip beds which are 30 centimeters wide, apart. So let's go back to the hydrant so that I get to show you what it means. How it works. This is now the hydrant where now the dripping, where the irrigation starts. It has a key. There is a main line here which supplies water on this bed, and that hydrant at the far end there, that far end for those beds. But for this one, this is now the water comes in. You open the hydrant. If you bring the camera close, there is a sound of water. Then the water rushes all the way. There is a pipe which is under here, all the way up to that far end. Then from there it starts now giving each drip bed water. And this is done so fast to an extent you will like it. As you can see, water has started dripping down here. This is now water dripping down under the pipe. You place them facing up to avoid siltation. So this is now drip irrigation at its best. Can you show my viewers more of the water coming out? When you are placing, dear viewer, when you are placing your drip lines, make sure that the holes are on top. This is basically to avoid blockages and for you to get to notice the holes which are not dispensing due to siltation, due to salts and the likes. So what you do, you place the holes are on top, then the water drips down under, like shown down here. This is now the water dripping, and that is what we call drip irrigation. So when you come to this far end, you can actually see this is manure, cow manure, which we normally apply here. You can actually see the drip falling. These are drips which are now falling. These are now drips, if you may show them this one too. These are now water drops falling, and that is what we refer to as dripping. So you notice how raised the beds are. For effectiveness, when you are weeding, the beds must be this tall, around 1.5 foot. For effectiveness, when you are weeding, show them my demonstration. For effectiveness, when I'm actually weeding, so this is what we refer to as drip irrigation. This is a perfect example. The water is dripping where it is needed. The water is dripping where it is needed at the bottom where you've planted your corn. So all this is drip irrigation. And the good thing about drip irrigation is that at every point where the water is dripping, there must be something which you've planted, either whatever you've planted, like in our case, there has to be a corn, a maize, which is planted. In the event of a blank space like this, get to know that there is a loss and then replace it. But you can see in the next space, the maize has started germinating. You can see. And this is drip all through. It's dripping and actually effectively giving the corn water. This one tells you the maize has not done well. As you can see, this is it. Some birds ravaged, causing damage, but we are going to replace. So this is proper drip irrigation. You can see this is proper drip irrigation. This is the maize, what you intend to achieve. And this is the drip line, which is side by side to it, so that there is no wastage. This is now what we refer to as proper drip irrigation. So this is, you may show them from a close range. Just run the camera under there so that they get to see. You may show them drip irrigation, perfect drip irrigation, dear viewer. And for the costing, dear viewer, kindly don't be afraid. These things are cheap, if I may say, as compared to the mass. I mean, 1,000 meters of a drip line goes for Kenya shillings 9,000. So when you divide 1,000 by 9,000, it means per meter you are talking about 9 shillings. And this thing is reusable. You can use it all year round. When with proper care, when you don't cut it while trying to weed, you can use it for as many times as possible. Make sure that you have a filter at your water source so that the salts and the minerals don't clog up your drip lines. That is now what we refer to as drip irrigation. Show my viewers, this is drip, and drip falls where you require it. This is now drip irrigation. The water is falling where it is required. That is drip irrigation. Water falls where it is required for perfect germination and perfect growth. So this is drip irrigation. Very nice drip beds. I maintain that I keep 3. These are 3 in number, 1, 2, 3 in one bed for spacing. The spacing should be 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters for proper growth of this maize as advised by agronomists. So this is drip irrigation. You may show them at how perfect it's dripping. The other advantage of drip irrigation is that it pours water where you need it. This is unlike flooding, where you flood the entire bed with water using hose pipes and end up using a lot of water. With drip irrigation, this is a perfect way of doing it, which is cost saving and time saving, because all what you need to do is just to open the hydrant, time it using your clock, make sure that if it's a period of 30 minutes, you are back after the 30 minutes are over, and by so doing you'll have drenched all what you want to drip. This, what I'm explaining, is about drip irrigation, where I'm soon taking you to Burton irrigation and tell you the difference. So this is how perfect it is. You can see on top of the bed, water is clearly seen. This is all water. This is all growth. I planted this maize when? 4 days ago?
No, on 15th of this month.
On 15th of this month.
No, it's like a week.
It's a week. It's basically a week. And they've started germinating. Simply because we drip irrigate them. Don't forget, dear viewer, this is a dry spell at Kibwezi, and drip irrigation is so perfect. It really assists a lot when it comes to proper utilization of water. You just need to spend very little water, and voila, here you are. You achieve what you wanted. So this is drip irrigation at its best. You may show them. Bwana Anthony, tuenda kwa Burton sasa. Yeah, just show them as we get back what drip irrigation entails. Slowly. This is perfect drip irrigation. Show them that one, which is dispensing so well. That one. Just bring the camera. Just go. Anda ufungue huko. Na ufunge hii ilete maji. There's some leakage there. As you can see, dear viewer, we've opened this thing barely 5 minutes, not even 5 or even 4, and you can see drops falling everywhere. Show them the last bed. Those are drops of water. Drops of water. And this is perfection. This is making sure that there is no wastage. Look at this row. Show them the water down here. The way it is dispensing. Just a drop after seconds. A drop after seconds. A drop falling. That is now proper drip irrigation. So let me now take you to, I want to show you a comparison between drip, which is now a small area with many crops, and Burton. Burton, come along. Burton irrigation is another form of irrigation whereby you only place the drip line and place a Burton dripper to where you require the water dispensed. That is what we refer to as Burton irrigation. What I'm from demonstrating was drip irrigation, and now this is perfect Burton irrigation. As you can see, I want my mango tree to be watered. I want my mango tree to get water. So I lay a black HDPE pipe, and then on where I want the water dispensed, that is where I poke a hole and place this Burton dripper. This is a Burton dripper, 70 liters per hour, and it drips where I need the water. I don't need to waste water in areas as arid as Kibwezi. I need to maximize the use of my water. So by so doing, I end up dripping the area where I need the water. This is another point which is dispensing for this pixie tree. This is another area which is dispensing for this pixie tree. And we jump all this space because I've not planted anything. I come to this other area where I have a grafted mango, and that is now water coming out, and that is what we call, that is now drip irrigation. This is the water, as you can see it, and that is how it dispenses. From there I will jump all the way. These are purple, it doesn't require a lot of water. So I jump to this other area. I'm going to come and adjust this one. This is now another point where I needed the water dispensed. So you can see actually the pressure when we remove the cover. This is the pressure of the water. This is the pixie orange which I'm trying to water through my Burton irrigation system. We are trying to clean up the cap which had some dust, and now we return it because you have to regulate the water. Yes, that is proper dispensation. Okay, as he works on that one, which is a bit clogged up due to salts. Don't forget this is boil water. We have another one right ahead. As you notice, this is proper spacing. Yes, that is it. That is it. Yes. That is proper spacing. Burton irrigation is about dispensing water where it is needed. And the spacing can be as far as possible, as wide as possible. The aim is to make sure that you dispense water where you need it. Now this is repaired. Show my viewers how it is working. That is it. That red Burton can dispense 70 liters per hour. So in an hour's time, this place will be flooded with water. That is Burton irrigation. So you space it to where you require it. This is yet some more. This is yet some more. This is an orange tree. Just pull it apart. Yes. You can now see we are dispensing water where it is required. With Burton irrigation and drip irrigation, there is no wastage. This is unlike flooding using an hose pipe or any other way. You dispense water where it is needed. So this is what it entails. This is yet another demonstration. This is Burton drip. This is Burton drip. Let me remove these weeds. This is Burton drip. Dripping at the point where the water is required. And that is Burton dripping. So for now, my dear viewer, I hope those who are asking me what it is or what it entails, and that viewer who put forth a question, the difference between drip irrigation and Burton irrigation, I hope I've answered you so well through demonstration, because this is drip irrigation on drip beds and this is Burton irrigation where you need the water dispensed. So should you have any suggestions, any comments, any compliments, kindly don't hesitate to leave it at the comment section below. Let us interact in farming, like I always insist, so that we better the farming methods in our country. For now, kindly don't forget to subscribe, like, share, press the notification bell for more videos. When I release more videos, you become among the first to know. And then continue watching my vlogs, which are very educative. I believe I impart knowledge, farming knowledge, to fellow farmers and to would-be farmers. For now, see you in the next vlog. God bless. Bye-bye from Michorani Farm.